Gather round, noble friends, and ready your bellies for giggles, for I, Thiodolfr the Tale Spinner, shall regale you with the mildly thrilling and hilariously awkward saga of Fafnir the Dragon. Fear not the scales or clanking coins. This is a tale light on terror and heavy on chuckles. Once upon a time, in a land of long braided beards and even longer dinner tables, there lived two dwarf brothers, Regan, the crafty tinkerer who could fashion a horseshoe from a pebble, and Fafnir, a gentle soul who loved two things above all, counting coins and perfecting his underbeard shampoo routine. Their father Hreidmar owned a treasure so vast that he needed a separate wagon just for his socks. Alas, when Loki the trickster borrowed a magical necklace and failed to return it, chaos and a hefty compensation bill ensued. By the time the dwarves sorted it out, feathers were ruffled, feelings were hurt, and the family fortune became cursed. More like family drama gold than ordinary gold. Fafnir, ever suspicious of sharing, decided the hoard would be safer under his personal, albeit somewhat huffy, guardianship. He settled on Nida Heath, a pleasant hill with a fine view of the sunrise and only occasional troll traffic. Over time, staring at shimmering coins did something strange to him. He sprouted scales, a snazzy tail, and a mild case of fire-breathing hiccups. Instead of singing lullabies, he now crooned, "Mine, all mine," at the top of his lungs. Regan, ever the entrepreneur, saw both a brother and a business opportunity. Why not hire a hero, he thought, to borrow Fafnir's hoard for a moment, then refund it, minus a modest fee? Enter Sigurd, a brawny young fellow with a readiness for adventure and no clue what he was signing up for. Regan pitched his proposal like a traveling salesman. Imagine a friendly scaly lizard, befriended with the right nickname, sharing just a portion of its stash. Sigurd, picturing a pet dragon rather than a colossal creature, eagerly agreed. Their plan was simple. Sigurd would surprise Fafnir along his daily stroll to the river for those all-important scale-polishing rinses. A shallow trench was dug along the path, just deep enough to hide a pair of heroic boots. Dawn arrived, birds chirped, and Fafnir patted down, humming a tuneless dragon sonata. At the perfect moment, Sigurd popped up. "Boo!" he cried, and tapped Fafnir's underbelly with his sword, Grom. The dragon blinked, startled. "Oh, pardon me," Fafnir said politely. "I thought you were a particularly giant radish." And with a theatrical sigh, and no harm done, Fafnir agreed to negotiate over tea. After all, a polite dragon never holds a grudge. Regan, confident he'd struck gold, literally and figuratively, invited himself to the meeting. Sigurd brewed a pot of nettle leaf tea, while Fafnir toasted slices of griddle cake. Mid-conversation, a pair of curious sparrows fluttered by, poked their heads into the teapot and chirped. "Regan means to keep all the cake." Sigurd paused, spoon in hand. "Well, if sparrows gossip, I must be cautious." Instead of a duel, Sigurd suggested a fair split. One half for Fafnir's cloud-like cave cleaning supplies, one half for Regan's invention fund, and one half for a village festival of meat and cheese. Fafnir, tickled by the idea of a party, agreed at once, and even offered Sigurd a honorary dragon friend badge made of polished gold. Regan used his share to craft marvelous instruments, including an enchanted harp that only played the tune of Dance of the Dwarves. Fafnir hosted a legendary feast under the stars, and Sigurd returned home with a tale far less dramatic than expected, but far more delightful. Henceforth on Nida Heath, you'll find not a fearsome dragon, but a hospitable host who enjoys tea, toasts, and the occasional bird-reported gossip. And so ends our light-hearted romp. Proof that even in a world of dragons and dwarves, a little courtesy and a spot of cake can set things right. May your days be merry, your cake slices generous, and your dragon encounters decidedly less fiery.